Nobody anticipated that Yandy and Mendeecees' subtle strain would explode so quickly and loudly. Social media timelines have been buzzing with rumors for days. According to fan-driven ideas and purported insider posts, Yandy's world changed as soon as fresh Tamar discoveries began to surface online. Even while the pair hasn't verified any of these allegations, the headline is appearing on websites all over the place. Yandy reacts angrily. There was yelling, accusations, and even an alleged time when Yandy lost control, according to the rumor mill. Additionally, other rumors that are currently circulating claim that that explosive reaction included a slap that left fans startled as soon as the information surfaced. On the internet, they had no idea where to start. Was it Tamar's remarks that came up again? Was it funky? Was it Daneva's dramatic chronology that evoked these feelings? Or was there actual pandemonium taking place behind the scenes in a house already overburdened by recent rumors and old tension? Comment sections become battlegrounds in an instant. Some backed Yandy, claiming that any lady would lose it if she received unexpected news concerning her spouse. Others claimed that the whole thing was being overblown and blown out of proportion in order to get hits. However, the people who asked the same question were the loudest. What did Yandy hear? Why did it force her to go this far? The posts that went viral claimed that even close friends were taken aback. According to one account, the room's atmosphere abruptly changed. As the conclusion drew nearer, it seemed as though everyone sensed an emotional fuse igniting. Another admirer compared the chaos to an unexpected hurricane. People on the internet began to feel as though they were witnessing a real-life scenario in slow motion as these reports kept appearing. The biggest surprise, however, is that no one is certain of what really transpired. We only have reports that everything spun out of control once anything TM-related was brought up. And that's where this tale starts. Yandy is said to have snapped at that precise time, startling everyone around her. People assumed that, like most online storms, the initial wave of misinformation would pass in a day or two. However, this one persisted. It shifted from small blogs to reaction channels, from sporadic comment sections to large gossip sites, all of which repeated the same message in different ways. Yandy allegedly lost it after hearing the new Tamar tea, according to sources. Everyone spoke as if they understood what those fresh findings were, even though nobody could pinpoint them precisely. One narrative kept coming up again in the middle of it. The same image depicts the night wearers, timed somewhat differently each time. A slap is said to have transformed everything in that house as emotions went amok. The rumors circulating said that the day began as usual. At home, Yandy was balancing calls, family, and the typical bustle of daily life. However, there was a subtle tension developing beneath that routine. According to those close to her, she had already seen a few tapes circulating that morning, at least according to how the tale is being portrayed online. Moments where Funky's in-depth analysis made old questions seem fresh again, where Tamar's name was mentioned, and where a certain night was brought up again. The expression on Yandy's face in her previous social media posts that day, according to fans, wasn't her typical serene radiance. It appeared concentrated and taut, as if someone was attempting to hide something heavy by the afternoon. The story had been taken up by many blogs. Some said that Funky's most recent performance had gone too far, not because he personally assaulted anybody, but rather because the timeline he presented made earlier events seem much more dubious. According to a few fan sites, Yandy was going through comments when she spotted people tagging her beneath postings and saying things like, "If this were me, I'd be asking a lot of questions at home." Others claim to have seen a now-deleted story in which she penned a brief, but scathing comment about individuals tampering with her artwork. Nothing official, nothing verified, just enough to keep everyone interested. According to the version of the tale that is currently making the rounds, he sensed that energy as soon as guys entered the room that night. At first, there was no yelling or mayhem. It was the type of silence that makes even the smallest sound seem loud. His footsteps reverberated in the corridor, the keys on the table, and the gentle shutting of the door. Yandy was already in the living room, her jaw clenched as the light from her phone screen reflected in her eyes, with a tight focus rather than a full-blown wrath. "Did you see it?" allegedly inquired, seeing the phone she was holding. She took a while to respond. At least that's how the narrative unfolds. To let him view the headline that everyone was sharing, she just tilted the screen a little. The title didn't include his name, but it didn't really need to. "You tell me," she allegedly said in a steady, low voice that carried a sting. He allegedly said, shaking his head, "These people are reaching." One blog had even placed two old photos side by side, one of Tamar and of Mendeecees, and let the audience do the rest. It alluded to a certain man, a certain night, and a certain connection that fans were already deciphering in the comments. They simply want views, but according to those recounting this, Yandy was troubled by more than just the bloggers talking. It was the trend. She is reported to have responded. It's not just them. The way his name kept coming up whenever that night was mentioned. The way people acted like they were connecting dots she hadn't even been given. He allegedly sat down on the opposite end of the couch, leaning forward with his elbows resting on his knees. "It's the way you respond each time it comes up, the way you look at me when I ask you direct questions and you avoid them." He added, "I told you already." Nothing happened. They're twisting stuff for entertainment. This is where the internet divides. While some viewers believe he sounded genuine, others maintain that this type of serenity only appears when someone has practiced their response too much. In any case, according to one purported insider story circulating, viewers who weren't even present are now analyzing the event in slow motion. Yandy's patience began to erode at that point because she had spent months, if not longer, dismissing rumors, believing him, and mentally defending him whenever something dubious came up. However, she was crushed against a bruise that she was unaware was still painful after witnessing everything openly resurrected with Tamar's name all on it and funky guiding everyone throughout timelines. "So why does everything keep coming back?" she allegedly inquired. "Why does it sound worse with each subsequent clip?" "People don't let things go, especially when they think there's more," he said, rubbing his temples with. Was she reportedly pushed? He turned to face her, and some on the internet claimed that the little pause before he spoke altered the atmosphere in the room. He continued to explain, "No, the way the story is told, but that half-second in between is being treated like its own piece of evidence in the court of public opinion." Friends are now claiming that at some point during this conversation, Yandy's phone began ringing nonstop, with messages from people asking how she was doing, sending her screenshots, links, and clips. And some claiming that a group chat erupted with people saying things like, "Girl, have you seen what they're saying now? They're pulling your name into it, which is excessive." Some people said she disregarded the most of it and only opened a few, but those few were sufficient to make it feel much more intimate. "I'm tired of being calm. I'm tired of appearing like this doesn't upset me just to preserve the peace," she allegedly remarked as she ultimately got up from the couch, walking slowly, phone still in hand. Her emotions moving from tight control to open frustration. In this rendition, Mendeecees made an effort to maintain a level voice. "What do you want me to do?" he said. "That's exactly what they want," she reportedly said. "Go online and fight every rumor." The version that is currently ingrained in the popular narrative concludes with the room being filled with intense emotion, with both of them reaching their breaking points. Reaching that point, many claim that the energy changed from controlling her to unsteady rage, the sort that doesn't always come out as words. Yandy stood there breathing heavily just before things reportedly passed a boundary that neither of them had intended to touch, blurring the distinction between protecting themselves and defending one another beyond recognition. The room felt warmer and smaller, as if the walls themselves were leaning in to hear what was about to happen. The air between them charged like something ready to strike. Nothing explosive had happened yet, but anyone watching the moment unfold would have felt that slow burn turning into something sharper. She lowered the phone, her hands trembling just enough to show how deeply this had gotten under her skin. Mendeecees stepped closer, but not close enough to touch her. He appeared torn, as if he wasn't sure whether to defend himself, console her, or prepare for whatever she was about to say. "Every time I think we've moved past this, something new comes up," she murmured softly, but her voice held a weight that struck him more forcefully than any shouting. "Something that gives me the impression that I overlooked something, like or that I blindly trusted you. You didn't miss anything, he said, taking a deep breath. Nothing was overlooked by you. These individuals are only attempting to agitate. They are aware that people notice our names. She gave him a stern look. So why does it fall into my lap every time? Why do I constantly have to cope with the humiliation? You're standing here like it's all unreal, while my friends are sending me videos, blogs, tagging me, and fans are expressing their sympathy. Why hasn't anyone commented if even half of what's being proposed is incorrect? Why hasn't it been shut down? He paused, and it simply made everything worse. Finally, he added, because people don't care about the truth. The drama is important to them. And you gave them too much room to create one, she said, as he moved forward. That's not fair. I didn't give anyone anything to work with. With her voice shaking in that perilous mixture of anguish and rage, she asked, You've spent enough time with the wrong people at the wrong times. You made opportunities even if nothing occurred. You are aware of their deceptive tactics. Are you familiar with the workings of this world? He massaged his forehead. What are you saying then? Do you believe that I did something? For a brief while, softened her eyes before they hardened once again. I believe there is more to this than what you have explained to me. Before he could reply, another notice appeared on her screen. She opened the phone without even touching it. Her jaw tightened as she simply gazed at it. What now? He inquired, and she rotated the screen to face him. This time, it was not a blog. She recognized the sender and trusted them enough to take their message seriously. You need to check on your situation, it said. The discussions that are being shared don't seem to be going well. He bent closer. Discussions? Slowly, he repeated. What discussions? She gave a headshake. I'm not sure, but it seems like someone does. He blinked vigorously, attempting to decipher the meaning of that. This is crazy. I haven't spoken to anyone in a suspicious way. No one. It's too far. So why would someone email this to me? She inquired. Why right now? Maybe someone's playing with us, he remarked. Why today? Why right when all of this resurfaced? Or maybe, she muttered, someone knows something I don't. He rushed swiftly, softly grabbing her arm. Stop. Don't go there. Don't begin to imagine unreal things. She withdrew her arm. The internet is what blogs are. I'm not dreaming. And you know what hurts the most? These are the folks that give me these texts. You're so composed about everything that I can't even distinguish who is lying and who isn't. He scowled to calm himself. She added, I'm the one being questioned. What does that mean? It means this doesn't hit you the way it hits me. People gaze pityingly at me. It's me who receives messages from folks who believe I'm being played. You urge me to calm down and that it's nothing while you stand there. He stepped back, angry that it was insignificant. I'm at a loss for words. The tension between them was palpable as they silently gazed at one another. One of them appeared to be about to leave for a brief period. The home phone then rang. They were both surprised by it. Unless it was an urgent matter, no one phoned the number. Yandy responded, and her face suddenly changed. Her eyebrows furrowed as she listened without saying anything. She didn't say anything immediately after hanging up. Who was it? Mendeecees inquired cautiously as she gave him a look he hadn't seen in years. Something more akin to terror combined with incredulity, not rage nor melancholy. I was just informed that a video is going to be released. He froze. Which clip? She gave a headshake. They stated that people will begin to infer conclusions, although they did not say it explicitly. He took a deep breath. About us. Concerning you? Softly, she corrected. And thus, certainly, regarding us. He let out a loud breath and began to pace once again. This is absurd. They're inventing stuff. The K. You must not allow this to enter your mind. Her gaze followed him. Why does this keep happening if it's nothing? He had no response. She moved in closer. I require more than just your guarantee. Honesty is what I need. Everything. Every single detail. We may be haunted by anything you ever imagined. He turned to face her and met her eyes directly. Nothing like that exists. So why does this seem so genuine? She muttered. Why does this seem like more than just noise? As if it's heading towards something? They stopped and the room was silent once more. The only sound in the room was their breathing. To get rid of the terror, he longed to hold her. However, she wasn't prepared for solace. Not quite yet. Not with every indication that a hurricane was directly on its way to them. Her phone buzzed once more, seemingly at the exact moment. This time, a link. She made a click. It initially loads a still image and slowly dots it. Dot. Her fingers quivered as her lips parted. Dot. DC's men got closer. What is it? She remained silent. With her eyes wide and her breath caught in her throat, she simply gazed at the television. For a bit, he peered over her shoulder. Whatever this was, whatever the internet managed to obtain, caused everything to freeze. It wasn't only a hearsay. There was no longer any way to ignore it. It didn't flicker, the image on the screen didn't move, and it didn't talk. But in some way, it was stronger than everyone else. The murmurs that had surrounded them for days. On its own, the song wasn't shocking. It was not evidence of anything extraordinary. Without context, it wasn't even clear enough to make sense. However, it was the issue. Context was not necessary for the internet. All it required was something provocative enough to inspire others to create whole narratives around it. And this still frame, blurry, slanted, strangely cut at the incorrect spot, was precisely the type of content that users on the internet utilized to create pandemonium out of thin air. Yandy's breath caught as she examined every detail in an attempt to uncover any hidden meaning. The background, the sunlight, the shadows. Her heart pounded against her temples as she zoomed in and then out. In an attempt to comprehend what he was even looking at, DC's moved in closer. It was a photo of him conversing with a person whose face was barely visible at an occasion. Perhaps a backstage space, a set, or a venue. However, someone had captured that precise moment and proposed that signified much more than a fleeting exchange. "More coming tonight," was the caption beneath the picture, and Yandy sensed something within her change. Something more profound than anger or sadness. Between bewilderment and betrayal, there was a sort of emotional tiredness. With no accusation, she said, "Why does it always have to be you?" Mendeecees' stomach fell. It wasn't what it sounded like. He was aware that was a trap meant to undermine confidence, yet the time, the message, the picture, and the rumors were all stacked together like. He blurted out, "I have no idea what they're talking about." But she narrowed her eyes as his voice broke. "Are you certain?" Steady but icy, she asked. Yes, he was adamant. This individual speaks in riddles all the time. They enjoy acting theatrical. So why would they send this at this time? He didn't know, she said. She moved away as he attempted to grab her hand. She said, "I need space." For a moment only. She moved to the far side of the room and steadied herself by holding onto the counter. She had trouble breathing. Recollections of every evening she stood up for him in public. She always put an end to rumors. Every day she assured herself that everything was all right. They all melted together with the mounting worry that perhaps she had spoken too soon. Mendeecees moved slowly toward. "Listen, Yandy. This is all untrue. You are familiar with me." Her eyes gleamed as she gazed at him. "Do I, however, know everything? Really?" Her phone buzzed once again before he could respond, but this time it was a video thumbnail rather than a message or a link. "Exclusive, fresh viewpoint on the Tamar night" was the title. The hearts of men halted. He blurted out, "Don't open it." She fixed her gaze on him. There was no sense of protection in the hesitancy in his voice. It was frightening. Why not? "Because these people edit things," he added. "They twist stuff," she inquired softly. "You will see something that is not what it appears to be." She tapped the video and said, "Then let me decide that." After a brief period of darkness, a shaky clip emerged. Dim lights, loud background, people moving. The video appeared to have been shot covertly from behind a chair or table, and it focused on a group of individuals conversing, including Mendeecees. Yandy felt her chest twist as the film ended before anything evident could happen, but the implication was plain. "This isn't proof," he muttered, moving closer. She muttered, "But you were there, but not in the way they're making it seem. Someone is telling a story." "I don't know what to believe anymore," she added, looking down with a trembling voice, and that struck him more deeply than anything she had spoken so far. Because it was anguish, the sorrow of someone who wanted to trust, but didn't know how anymore, rather than rage or accusations. Reaching for her once again, he said, "Please talk to me. Don't let them win." "I'm trying, but every time I catch my breath, something new drops. How am I supposed to hold on when the ground keeps shaking under me?" she said, her eyes full of pain. He followed cautiously, not wanting to press too hard, as she retreated.